There's a lot of rumors and speculations going on right now that Kevin Feige is going to be taking control of the TV series, the TV universe side of Marvel. And that's going to be coming under kind of the umbrella of Marvel Studios as well. Basically, all of the Marvel shows that we are getting will be kind of merging into the MCU officially to be part of the ever-growing MCU that's being orchestrated by Kevin Feige. Now, I definitely am not overly excited about that, seeing the direction that Marvel is continuing to go in under Kevin Feige. So, I personally am not very thrilled with that idea. But we're getting some more rumors and rumblings that people like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are going to be joining the MCU as well. So there isn't really anything here besides them just being like, yeah, there's rumors and talks that Charlie Cox could be joining the MCU. This is something that I found very interesting that I didn't make a video on, but I guess I might as well mention it here. But there's also talks that Charlie Cox could be returning as Daredevil and also as Spider-Man's lawyer in Spider-Man 3, which would be really cool. I would actually be totally fine with that. That'd be an awesome way to reintroduce him into the MCU. I think that would actually be very, very smart, very fantastic way to bring him back. Now, there's also talks that Daredevil could be going to Hulu, which would be awesome. I mean, I would love to continue to see Daredevil continue to be made to be a continuation of what we've gotten so far. I would love to see that. But at the same time, I just am nervous. I'm worried about what Daredevil would look like under Marvel Studios, under Kevin Feige. That's really my biggest concern right now. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like at this point, but it's just starting to feel like we're getting to a point where everything that Kevin Feige is making is starting to turn into woke propaganda and nonsense like that, and I'm getting tired of it already. And I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. Like, Daredevil is one of my favorite shows of all time. It is absolutely fantastic. I loved season 1, season 2, and season 3. And season 3 honestly had an ending that is satisfying. Even though they could have easily continued the story from there, it still had a nice satisfying ending in case they needed to leave it there, which I thought was good. And honestly, I'd be totally fine with that. I would actually probably rather have that than have them continue Matt Murdock's Daredevil's story in the MCU, because I just don't really feel like it's gonna, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's gonna work out. I just don't see how a Daredevil under Marvel Studios is going to be anything as good as it was under Netflix. The thing about it being under Netflix was that it was completely it was completely separate from Marvel Studios in that way, and it didn't have anything to do with Disney. It didn't have anything to do with Marvel Studios. It was Netflix creating that show, and I appreciated that. I don't like the fact that everything is starting to be drawn under the same umbrella of Marvel Studios. I am not a big fan of that, and I don't think it's going to be very healthy for Marvel moving forward. I don't think that everything that is Marvel being made by Marvel Studios, by Kevin Feige, is going to be a very healthy thing for the Marvel stories that we all know and love. So I'm not very happy about that. We're pretty much just getting to the point where the only thing that isn't under Marvel at this point is anything that's having to do with Sony and Spider-Man. And that's like the only thing that I can still really hold on to and be like, okay, this is actually like something that I could see turning out to be pretty fun, pretty cool, and something that's not part of Marvel Studios. So yeah, those are just kind of my general thoughts about this. I don't know. I have a hard time getting excited for the fact of Daredevil returning under Disney and Marvel Studios. But I do like the idea of Daredevil returning by way of Spider-Man 3 with being Peter Parker's lawyer. I think that would actually be a really clever way to bring him back into the MCU. So with that being said, let me know in the comments below what you think. What do you think about the possibility of Charlie Cox returning to the MCU as Daredevil? It's just probably going to be a watered down version of Daredevil, which I'm not a big fan of that either. I mean, the thing I loved so much about Daredevil was that it was so complex. There were so many different themes and storylines and character development pieces, and everything was just so well crafted, and it had so many layers of complexity to it. And Disney doesn't really do that anymore. They don't make films that have those layers of complexity that deal with tough questions and tough ideas. And that's kind of what Joker's getting a lot of flack for right now, actually, is the fact that that film tackles complex concepts and ideas and all of that type of stuff. So it's kind of interesting. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart still